got to talk loud.
Wow, has everybody signed up, got your pedometer and your walking log? Okay. Well, then I was at, we have Sonny Usher with us today that Donna told you, last Friday, so I'm gonna just let him take it over and go from there.
You guys ready to get healthy?
Yes.
Good. I'm the cardiovascular pulmonary nurse at the hospital. I work with heart patients. And let me first warn you before you start. If you start exercising, especially in cooler weather, and feel pressure in your chest, or for women, right here in the middle of your back, do let your doctor know about it before you progress any further, just to be safe, okay? Because they tell you to see your doctor if you haven't exercised and you're over 35 years old. I don't always agree with that if you're halfway healthy and haven't smoked or anything. But just start yourself out slow so you don't hurt yourself and not want to do it. Because a lot of people get gung-ho about getting healthy. And like all of a sudden they're doing a million things at one time and then they're sore and don't want to do anything else. So, don't hurt yourself. Like I said, if you feel pressure in your chest or something unusual in your jaw, you may want to check with your doctor and tell them you felt that, especially in cold weather. You got a challenge to walk 1 million steps. That's nice. That's not a bad thing. We did a program when I worked at Carolina Pines in Hartford. We did a walk to the beach program, and we had a short time to do it in. And we had 4 stories down there, and we figured how many times you could walk the steps instead of take the elevator. And everyone was so dedicated. You hear footprints on the steps all day long, people walking and doing that. And it really got you helping doing it. You getting more rewards from doing this when we got down there. All we got was a T-shirt that said I walked to the beach. But I think the final one is a paid day off, right? Now you told me I don't want to go give them something you're not promising. I tried to get them to give you a brand new car. They wouldn't fall into that. I'm working on it.
I told you they could give you a day to go to Hawaii, and somebody said, but you have to walk.
There we go. A trip to Key West. You can walk all the way there. You get a trip to Key West, Florida. Back in the 50s, the Japanese people wondered how would be the easiest way for them to get healthy. They determined walking 5 miles a day. That would work, not just going out for work and go walk 5 miles. It would keep you healthy, make you lose weight. They had a better diet than we had too. And what 5 miles a day comes out to is 10,000 steps. So the United States has a program called 10,000 steps. Exercise program, and all it is walking 10,000 steps a day. Every stride is going to be different. But I encourage you, as you start this thing, consider walking 10,000 steps a day. My wife works down at Carolina Pines, and I'm going to tell you about these programs too on the phone. Yeah. She's got a program on her phone, and she comes home and tells me, I've done 15,000 steps today. That's a lot of walking. And that's the only exercise program she has. That's all she has time to do. And that's what I'm encouraging you. I think someone told me they figured from now, what's the date over with? December 14th, and walk 3,100 steps a day. That's too easy. They made it too easy on you. They really did. I encourage each one of you to think of 10,000 steps a day. What's that mean? Do whatever steps you do here, it's counted on the pedometer. And then when you finish with your work during the day, go finish it off just walking. You got a beautiful walking road that starts down here near the bank. And walk that, or go out to Arrowhead Park, that's a good place to walk. Or if you really want to get crazy walking, go down to Laney Landing. If it's not underwater, and walk that path. It goes up and down the hills. I used to coach soccer at the high school, and I'd take my kids down there and make them run it. So I promise you, you'll get results out of that, because it equals the burning calories. This is the pedometer they give you, and apparently it's a newer model, which is a good thing. Because with old pedometers, people thought they mounted them right here, and it doesn't work there. It works with the swinging of your hip when you walk. There's a pendulum in there, and I do hear one swinging. But we were reading these instructions. You know, these are conspiracy instructions, right? Chinese put up that smile so they think you're crazy or something, can't read it. But apparently, from what this thing says, now I'm going to tell you, when you get something, I'm not picking on Chinese people because they interpret different. You know foreign language, you know how you interpret things. It says mounted at the rear in the center of the body. Is that what else, is that what everybody's getting at? If that's the case, then this one would be made to swing like this. And then you put it right back here, because your hips are moving like this. But, this thing, has anyone tried this to see which way it works best? Has anyone used it? Where did you mount it?
I put it right here.
On your hip?
Yeah, just right here on the hip.
Same way with you? Did it count correctly?
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say do with it, mount it on your hip. Don't put it in the front. You might wanna, if you wanna put it back and try it, you can. But I know right here on the hip, where your hip swings forward is what makes the pendulum move in it. And there's several modes on it, which is a good thing. I noticed there's one for, distant walk, which is what you wanna look at. And it puts on here about the set your stride. And if it requires you to set your stride, that's what you wanna do, because everybody walks different. Everyone's got a different step. And of course, we've got your calories burned, and you put your weight in it too, which is a good thing too, because it'll calculate your calories burned better. How many calories do you have to burn to lose a pound? Does anyone know? I know the medical people know. 3,500 calories equals a pound. So, if you burn 500 calories a day, extra, 6 days, 7 days, you're going to lose a pound of weight. And that's a good weight loss. It really is. So, knowing 3,500 calories burns a pound, how many calories does it take to put a pound on you? Not a trick question. How many? 3,500. It equals a pound. So, when you're eating meal, you want to keep in mind not to fork it back on if you're trying to walk it off. It's not going to work. And I'm going to tell you, there's weight loss programs I totally disagree with. Adepex and a 1,200 calorie diet. Adepex is a pill and a 1,200 calorie diet starvation. And the reason that is to make you lose weight, and you will lose weight. But I got to reading about the 1,200 calorie diet. And why do you think they said it right there? Because if you go below 1,200 calories, your body thinks it's starving to death and quits burning calories to reserve your body. But my question to this is, if anything below 1,200 calories stops you from burning, does that equate out to everybody with every body size? Now, a small lady, 5 feet tall, maybe 120 pounds, maybe a 1,200 calorie diet would work. But somebody bigger, 200-pound person with muscles everywhere, a 1,200 calorie diet would really be way too low. And then you might not probably not lose no weight unless you take Adepex, which is going to make you want to chew up a power pole and stuff. But it really makes you if any of y'all are taking it, it does. From what I've seen in people, it makes you just about get stupid. They want to chew something or want to walk around chewing a lip. Oh, yeah. And then when you see them eating a salad for lunch with water, with no salad dressing on it, and maybe a little small hump, it's not worth it. It's not worth all that. Because once you come off that diet, you're going to gain it back if you're not doing something to lose it. The best thing is to eat properly. New guidelines for heart health used to be reduced fats. I'm seeing now instead of worrying about fats, reduce carbohydrates because it runs your triglycerides up. And the triglycerides are more dangerous than cholesterol. And that's the new stuff coming out. The American Heart Association has adopted it. A lot of other people have. If you're drinking soft drinks, cut them out completely. You don't need them. They're loaded with high fructose corn syrup. Back in the 70s and 80s, I worked with Coca-Cola. I was a sales manager with them. We had a wonderful soft drink that was sweetened with sugar. And then we tried to come out with this new Coca-Cola and convince you it was better. What did they change about it? Made it sweeter and put high fructose corn syrup in it. High fructose corn syrup is a different critter from sugar. Your body metabolizes it different. Does anybody here work with Pepsi-Cola before I say too much? If I work with Coke, I can say it. Have you noticed that we come out with the new Coke, or we give you your old Coke back, classic Coke, that high fructose corn syrup with that granulated sugar in it? Have you noticed how the obesity has climbed in the 80s and 90s? Even childhood diabetes is being seen. And you know what that is? Eat too much high fructose corn syrup, drinking it salty, looking your ketchup that's in there and everywhere else. I know it's going to be in some food, but if you can avoid it by not drinking soft drinks, do that. Leave them alone. The soft drink industry is having problems in And so I'm real dedicated to this. But I challenge you, you guys start this program, keep up with this, keep your mileage, get yourself a little loss. Oh, you already got one. I didn't see that. Very good. Come on, let me see what I've done. Good deal. I like that. Y'all got it all together, don't you? And like I said, they want you to walk 3,100 steps a day, but I encourage you to go for 10,000 steps, because really, it'll only help that much better on you. And walk on flat land if it bothers you need. You don't have to climb hills or nothing. Any questions? Any diabetics in here? You use insulin. Everyone uses insulin. Because that could be a problem too, once an insulin, as soon as diabetics starts working out, if your insulin's matched what they're doing right now, they could develop hypoglycemia. But if you're type 2 diabetic, are you the one that lost so much weight already? Are you still on your medication? There you go, that's what I was going to tell you. For type 2 diabetics, if it's related to weight gain, once they lose that weight and get active, a lot of them come off the medication. If you can remember this word, I want you to look it up, called metabolic syndrome. Has anyone ever heard of that? What it is when you put on too much weight, and for men, you get a waist size greater than 40, or a woman waist size greater than 35, your body starts reacting different. Your blood sugar will go up because your body's not using the insulin in it properly, and insulin gives you energy, helps give you energy because it takes the sugar to the cells. Then your cholesterol goes up, and then your blood pressure goes up, and all that together can run into heart trouble. All that can be backed out by just losing a bunch of weight getting active. And I think you proved that already for yourself, haven't you? Good deal. So, no insulin-dependent diabetics, but you don't need to get in trouble with that. I've told you about chest pain. Start walking too hard. Anything else you want to ask me? About 1,800 calorie diet, no more than 6 or 7 carbohydrates a day. One serving of carbohydrate is 1 slice of bread. Baked potatoes about that big around. But you know, if you hadn't had your allowance of carbs and you eat something bigger than that, that's fine. These big buns like at Wendy's or whatever, that's 2 servings at least of carbohydrates. English muffin, that's why they're split in half, 2 servings of carbohydrates or bagels. You want to eat, if you have a choice between baked potato or sweet potato, take the sweet potato. It's got less sugar in it, believe it or not, part of the peanut family. White rice, get whole grain rice, grits. There's no whole grain grits. Oh, and I heard somebody use a term the other day called white bread. Y'all know what white bread is? That's that white bread on the market that has no nutritional value except to feed you up with dead carbohydrates. All white carbohydrates are just dead carbohydrates. They'll fill you up, they'll bring your blood sugar up a little bit for energy, but they won't do you any good. You want to get the carbohydrates that got whole grain in them. Oatmeals, whole grain rice, whole grain pastas, anything like that. Eat more nuts, they're good for energy and protein to your body. I teach this to my heart patients every day. It's a good way to go. On your meats, 8 to 10 ounces a day. You don't have to go to a lot of meat. 8 to 10 ounces a day give you all the protein you need. Stay away from fatty meats like ribeye steaks. You know why ribeye steaks
Lock the doors if you're ready.
You know why ribeye steaks taste so good, don't you? Loaded with fat.
Well, my coach, she told me if you're gonna eat meat, try to eat chicken, fish, or ham, or turkey.
That'd be fine.
She said stay away from beef.
If that she feels, I don't necessarily feel that way about all beef. If that's the way she feels, I wouldn't argue with her, because that's good. I don't eat a lot of pork. It's not because pork's bad. It's just, I choose not to eat pork. But how many of you like fried chicken? How many of you heard fried chicken is bad? It's not bad. You gotta peel the skin off, though. Fried chicken's not bad for you as long as the skin's going. Let me see what else I did to you. Got any questions for me, son? Y'all about ready to start this thing?
Sparkling, that sparkling ice, carbonated water, is that good?
Oh, yeah. trans, or the,
It did say on the label, it did say.
it wouldn't happen then, because it's gotta be posted on there. But I tell you something else, it's a sideline thing. How many of you ever heard partially hydrogenated food, trans fats? That's some nasty stuff. It is. You need to stay away from anything with partially not fully hydrogenated, just partially hydrogenated. What they did back in the 70s and 80s when they started getting on these healthy oils like coconut oil, which is a healthy oil, they said it had a lot of saturated fat in it, just like avocados do. Avocado is fat's good for you. Coconut oil is not going to hurt you. What's going to hurt you are these healthy oils that they put in the laboratory and blend hydrogen atoms into and cause it to be partially hydrogenated. It's got a shelf life of 100,000 years. Well, people tell me they found French fries in the floorboard of the car that's been there a year and a half and they haven't decayed yet. Everything's going to decay. You got bacteria. Bacteria's going to eat something up. But these things, if they don't decay, you know where that means there's no bacteria eating them up. Why is the bacteria not eating up that French fry? Something's in it to stop it. So you want to stay away from anything with trans fats in it. I bought a box of donuts, which I don't eat them, but to help this group raise money. And on the front, it's got no trans fats. The government has set the limit for trans fats. They haven't said they take them all out, which they should. So you turn the back of it, look at the ingredients, and down about 4 or 5 ingredients is partially hydrogenated safflower oil, whatever. So yeah, it does still have trans fats in it. This is not beef. Let me show you this for all you techies. The smartphones. I've got 4 programs here that are free that will work along with that. It won't hook up to it, but it'll help you understand how your calories are being burned and even help you out with nutrition and everything if you've got a smartphone. And got data usage on it. I don't like to get a big bill and come see me about it. But I'm going to leave this here and you can get them. I know my wife uses noon. They tell her how many steps she's walked a day, tell her how many calories she's burned a day. Of course, she set it to her weight. You'll set it to your weight, your height, and everything else, and it'll figure your BMI and everything else out for you. No, I hear you can do it.
Well, I mean, everybody might want to write it down.
It's noon, N-O-O-M.
Okay.
Or MyFitnessPal, or RunKeeper, or Google Fit. They're going to be over here if you want to look at them.
Okay.
And that'll give you more input on what's right. And let me tell you something else about BMI, body mass index. Let's say you've heard of it. I right now am almost to the point of being overweight. I'm 174 and 5'11", according to BMI. What's wrong with that picture? Right. It was developed by an insurance company. It was developed by an insurance company and adopted by the medical world to say this is the perfect size for our people we want to insure. Why? So they don't want you to drop the dead on. So BMI, especially for bigger guys, like I can sit back there like you and I are about the same height, I think, but you weigh more than I do. Your BMI will show you being highly overweight, not obese, but that's wrong, especially for fitness, because I think you work out, don't you? You get to the gym a lot. Fit people that's really muscular and bulked up, 190, 200 pounds, 10% body fat, they can't have a bad BMI, so they're healthy. So that's where the BMI is skewed. And a lot of people don't look at that. Just like if you try to buy insurance, of course, I don't think you'd be that far out. If somebody's up around 30, insurance is going to cost more. And I even work with some industries around here now that do fitness programs for them because they insure them themselves. And they're looking at that BMI of 30 or greater. That is obese on 30, especially if they smoke. And that's something that you guys smoke, you need to quit. Quit as soon as possible. But that's a dangerous habit. I don't know if any of you do. I'm just looking around. Don't raise your hand. I'm swearing somebody in heaven. You knew I smelled you pointed me out, didn't you? There's about 4,000 chemicals in cigarette smoke, including tar, gums up your lungs. Nicotine, I didn't inhale, goes in through your mouth. You don't have to inhale in your lungs. Lead, what will lead do to the human body? Dumb you down. Acetone, formaldehyde, what's formaldehyde used for? That's right, and a lot of funeral homes have gone to formalin, which is reduced formaldehyde. They don't even want to use it there because of cancer cost. It's tar, nickel, benzene, and cigarette smoke. So that's not a scary thing. That's just telling you what you're doing to yourself. do it. Because I tell you, I see one of their patients every day that they wish they had known what cigarette smoke was done to them and never smoked. And the cigarette companies were so generous back in World War II, they give our soldiers free cigarettes. I don't know if it happened during Vietnam, but they give the World War II soldiers free cigarettes. You think they were being nice? They were addicted to the nicotine. Nicotine highly addictive. Just like heroin and opium. You get the same receptor sites in your body. Any questions for me? Have I encouraged you, discouraged you?
Since we're gonna give up soft drinks, tell us a little bit about the good part of drinking water.
The good part of drinking water. It
Try to
hydrates,
encourage us.
it hydrates your body very well. There's waters in stores you can buy. If you got the county water, you can drink it. Although I have a problem with fluoride being in the water. We don't always need it as an adult, kids do, but still, that's another story. If anybody works for the water department, I know you're But anyway, water is the best way to go. And if you're exercising, they recommend 8 glasses at least a day. If you're not exercising, it used to be 8 glasses a day. That's, no, you don't need that much anymore. 3 to 4 glasses of water a day. But if you're exercising and perspiring, 8 glasses of water. If you really get to be a jock and work out real hard, the only way to rehydrate your body is weigh yourself before you exercise. Weigh yourself after you exercise and drink your water until you get back to the weight you were. Re-sweat it off. That's what you're supposed to be doing in high school when you coach your kids. Out on the field running, like I coach soccer, and sweating, or perspiring, if you don't use that word. You're supposed to have a scale out there when they get through the exercise, weigh each one of them, and bring them back up to the weight they were before they started perspiring. But of course, it's not here in the schools. You have all that. I wish it was. But anyway. Okay, any more questions?
What are your feelings on aspartame?
Aspartame is 2 proteins. You know what it is. Phenylalanine and aspartic acid. It was discovered in a laboratory because the professor was trying to come up with a chemical-made food to feed poor countries. He touched his lips and told it sweet. For people that's got a certain type of syndrome, it's bad for them. Is it bad for everybody else? I read all kinds of reports that it is and it isn't. I don't know. It's a chemical. But it is protein, part of the protein chain. My favorite artificial sweetener is stevia. It's really good. And also, Splenda is sugar, it's part of sugar alcohol taken out of it because it does not affect the diabetics. So whatever's in this, I think it's Splenda, is actually sugar. It's been neutered, let's put that way. Neutered sugar.
Neutered sugar.
It's neutered sugar. That's the only word that can come across my mind. But I'm sure there's a scientific word for it, but I know part of the sugar alcohol has been removed from Splenda. But stevia is really a good sweetener. Matter of fact, you can grow it in your yard if you want to. I don't know anything wrong with it. Be sure you know what you get. That's why don't go cheap poison out of it or something. Any more questions? I'll think of an answer. Yes, sir.
As far as soft drink goes, where do juices and sports drinks fall?
I'm glad you asked me that question. I'm rambling here trying to think of things. Sun Delight, junk. It's a soft drink without carbonation. I think Juicy Juice is considered that way. I just saw that the other week. Gatorade is a soft drink without carbonation in it. It has a few electrolytes, and really the only time they recommend now in sports physiology, is drinking Gatorade after you've exercised to replenish your electrolytes. You perspire a lot. There you go. Diet green tea. Green tea is good for you. It's according to what the diet part of it is. Like she talked about aspartame or whatever these other things are. There's several different ones. Once again, it's a chemical in it that's sweet. It doesn't bother you, and you can't find any conspiracy theory on the internet about it. It's probably okay. I love a good conspiracy theory, what I believe in. Fructose is a sugar, though. People think honey is better than table sugar. Honey may be a little bit better some ways, but it's still a sugar. fructose, lactose, sucrose, I can make a few when you want to know the difference. They're all sugars, and your body recognizes the simple carbohydrates, which will give you energy. But too many carbohydrates, simple or complex, if you don't use them by moving, what do you think those carbohydrates do? I worked on that for years, and it ain't going nowhere. That's what it is. Stores the fat around here and in your arms. Yes, sir.
What's the truth of Cajun water? I work out with some guys that swear by it, but I just think Cajun water. They say it's from Japan. It's supposed to be like the Japanese water. It's supposed to be pure than the water from the tap.
I bet it costs a lot too, doesn't it?
They say it's $2 a gallon.
I don't know. I'll tell you a good drink. Coconut water. Of course, they've made it expensive, which is a very cheap thing to produce. Coconut water is the best thing to drink. Even the good Gatorade without sugar in it. But a little small thing about $3.
What about for like the children that are that like run or walk like in some of the Gatorade cheese and some of those? They're just
Yeah.
how is that? I didn't know that was.
If it works, it works. It's got that sourness to it. It definitely makes you salivate. That makes you salivate, it'll keep your mouth wet. There's nothing gonna take the place of water, except coconut water. Like I know, coconut water is really good too.
Their favorite is water and then Gatorade cheese.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, don't put sugar in it. I'm gonna let me whole pack at one time. I see some of these things called, I don't spend a lot of money on them, but something called Vital Water or something like that. I've looked, Vital Water, Vitamin Water, whatever it is. It looks like it's pretty good. But once again, you look and see what it's flavored with. So you got three flavors in it, salt, fat, and sugar. It's going to have one of those in there to make it taste good. And if it's regular sugar, I would go with, if it's a little sweet with regular sugar, I'd rather see that than high fructose corn syrup. And that's my opinion of it. Because I think high fructose corn syrup is a conspiracy to make everybody fat. Yes, ma'am.
Can you talk about the difference between butter and margarine?
I sure will. Butter is much better than margarine. What's wrong with margarine? It's got 50 million things in it. No, butter's got saturated fat in it. But margarine's, good Lord. Margarine has got a bunch of stuff in it. Now, some of these margarines are plant sterols. They say they're good for you. They may be expensive. Where butter is nothing but butter. It isn't if you're a vegan now, butter would work with you. But butter is made from cow milk, and it does have saturated fat in it. The thing about it is, what's the serving size of it? It doesn't mean eat a whole stick up at one time. It means eat the start. That's what's wrong now. We eat too much of anything. Because I'm teaching even in my heart patients, eat whatever you want. I give them a guideline. Certain things you shouldn't have. But in general, eat anything you want. And I show them portion size. 4 ounces of veggies. 8 ounces of meat. Lean meat. This. Eat anything you want. Even if they're good, you want to have fried fish once a month. I could get fried fish. I wouldn't get a mess of hush puppies with them. Or a bunch of French fries. If you go to these places now, you see them bringing out a big plate with food falling off of it for one person. But if you eat fried fish alone once in a while, with salad or vegetables not cooked with fat back, it's not going to hurt you. Because you look at frying that turkey for Thanksgiving. What's wrong with that fried turkey? Nothing. Because when you put the turkey in the hot grease, it sears the skin and cooks it from the outside in. There's nothing wrong with fried food. It's the way you fry it, because the batter, the heavy batter, like cornmeal batter, actually traps even the bad part of good grease, good oil in it. So you don't want to do that. Any more questions? I'm making up some very good answers. Y'all believe in everything I'm telling you.
As we're cutting back and watching what we eat, is it important to also incorporate a multivitamin or take any type of vitamin?
I hear you get enough vitamins in what you eat every day to eat like you're supposed to. I take all kinds of vitamins. I do. I even take some of the amino acids and other things. I take fish oil, I use, L-arginine, I use, a bunch of other stuff. D3, everybody needs D3. Vitamin C, if you think you're gonna get a cold, it's a good thing, you might have to get a cold. I even use potassium and magnesium.
Why does everybody need D3? What is D3?
There seems to be something with a lack of D3 in your body. It's sometimes you can't process D3 like you can other Ds, and it can lead to heart trouble. And if you've got a doctor, they're doing studies, and they'll draw your blood and say you need more D than the D3 you need. Just don't eat a whole bottle. It's a fat soluble vitamin. Yes, ma'am.
So the fish oil is okay to take even?
Fish oil is wonderful to take. Everybody should be taking fish oil or eating salmon, tuna, cod, or sardine, stuff like that. If you're on a blood thinner and taking an aspirin, you need to consult your, everybody listen to this. I mean, she asked me a good question. Fish oil is wonderful for you. But if you're on a blood thinner or you're taking an aspirin, low dose aspirin with blood thinner, I talked to my doctor before I started taking fish oil because it will thin your blood out a little bit. It's not quite, makes your blood a little bit, not quite sticky, okay? And it'll flow more free. So if you're on any medication, I'd ask my doctor about it. But everybody should be taking fish oil or eating sardines out of cans, saltine crackers, and, or cod, tuna, or salmon. They're really good. They're high in omega-3s, which is good for you, not just for your heart, for all your muscles.
I would add on that fish oil though, if you're having a procedure done or something, like some kind of surgery, minor surgery, major surgery, usually they like 2 weeks for you not to take fish oil
Yep.
for the surgery because of the blood.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to her about, but I'm glad you mentioned that about the surgery. It's the same thing. It won't make you bleed out or nothing. You won't even make you bruise, but it will thin your blood out a little bit. Like she said, that's some type of surgery, something you let the doctor know you take a fish oil. Any more questions?
If you start walking and, you know, you start turning fat into muscle,
It doesn't happen.
you won't have.
The muscle, and fat's fat. You will actually burn away the fat. What makes the fat burn away is you've got carbohydrates stored up. It turns something out and stores in the fat without getting too technical about it. But as you start working and you reduce your calories, your body will start using its own storage of fats. And you know, through the whole process of your liver, gluconeogenesis, and all that, taking glucagon and all that, that's converting it. It converts your own fat back into the sugar that's supposed to be converted back. You have certain essential fats you won't turn into, but that won't hurt you. But your body uses its own fat. And a lot of people, when they go on these fasting diets and exercise a lot, they'll actually go into ketoacidosis. The Atkins diet, if you get too rigid with it, you can develop ketoacidosis. But a lot of people use losing weight, which it can be dangerous doing this. When they're losing weight, they'll get the urine stick, see if they're passing ketones through their urine. If they're passing ketones through their urine, then they know they're burning the body fat. Which that's kind of scares me because you're changing your body's pH composition. And like I told somebody one day that was really big into that, what if you get knocked out, they take you to the hospital, draw your blood, and see your pH is off, you might end up on a ventilator over nothing. But there's a new diet out now that's similar to Atkins that's really well talked about. It's called a ketogenic diet. Has anyone heard of that diet? It's similar to Atkins diet, except it gives you enough carbohydrates in your body, and it really works for losing weight. But it's ketogenic. Look that up, see what you think about it. And it involves using these medium chain triglycerides that's found in coconut oil.
So you saying losing weight without, strictly just about not changing your diet, not exercising, ain't good for you?
It's changing your diet, no, it's not. No, it's not. You need to put in motion what you're doing. And if you don't, you may lose some weight, but it won't stay on. And your muscles will get flabby on you, won't feel like doing nothing. Yes, ma'am?
So what do you know about the Mediterranean diet? Have you heard of that?
That's a great diet. It's a little bit more carbohydrates than, say, the ketogenic or the Atkins diet will allow you to have, but it's a great diet because all those people in the Middle East are not big. And then what it consists of is grains and nuts mostly. And that's where you get your proteins from and vegetables.
Elaborate a little bit more on the bread as far as you said whole wheat.
That's more of a processed sugar than honey bread, is what it is. Even if it's honey, it's more of a sugar in it.
But it's better than have the wheat part of it, or?
Well, some of these wheat breads, they might say wheat on there, but they're not 100% whole wheat. It's got to say 100% whole wheat. And they can take some of this white bread and smear something into it and give it a color, make you think you're getting whole grain in it, but it's not. I do know that. I don't know what they're putting in it. They're putting something. It would be best if we had organic farmers around here, where we can get everything organically grown, including our meat. I know there's somebody out in Rock's Mill that does organic meat, but you don't get any of those extra things they put in. That's why you see a lot of kids nowadays are maturing too fast, because the junk they're putting in the meat is getting them to grow faster. Because they tell me you can take a little bitty and have it grown in 8 weeks. That's kind of crazy there. If you've ever seen chickens grow, they just don't grow that fast. And I know they're so delicate in these chicken farms that if you, like when I worked with Coca-Cola, I had a chicken farm on my route. I couldn't go to another chicken farm because whatever was there, they had so much antibiotics in them, their bodies recognized the bacteria in that one chicken farm. If the bacteria got on my truck and I took it to another chicken farm, it would wipe the whole stock off the lab. That's how delicate those animals are. And it's a shame we're doing animals that way, but that's just the nature of the beast nowadays. Any more questions? Or are we going to walk 10,000 steps a day? That's a good idea. If you want to settle for 31, go ahead. I mean, you'll be through by December 14th. Back in, if you walk 31, if you walk 10,000 steps a day, you're going to finish it 3 times faster. But if you do it all the way to December 14th, you walk 3 million miles. And I tell you what, somebody would really recognize you big then. In a big way. I tell you what, I would actually put some kind of bounty on somebody going over it, they walk 10,000 steps and did do 3 million. I'd do something for them, bring them to the hospital. I'll give them a rest. I'll give them a cancer And I tell you what, you really need to reward yourself, complete this program, and look at the paper, let everybody know what you did out here. Because there's a lot of people around here that are sort of apathetic toward their health and toward their weight. I see them every day. When you talk to somebody about their health, they're staring off into the distance. It's like, okay, well, you keep them in business. That's good. But, you know, you guys need to reward yourself for doing this. Maybe even a big dinner. Ribeye steak, French fries, big baked potatoes, black bread. We'll be in trouble, aren't we? Any more questions?
What about fruit? Is there any fruits that you really shouldn't be eating?
Only if you're on cholesterol medication, like statin drugs. You can't have grapefruit or lime because there's an ash in them that causes the statin drugs not to work properly in your intestines. And also with certain other medications like ACE inhibitors, calcium channel blockers, these medications like Xanax and Valium, grapefruit and lime will actually mess them up and cause it to become toxic in your body. I'm glad you appreciate you asking that question. So just remember that if you're on statin drugs, benzodiazepine like Valium, calcium channel blockers, or ACE inhibitors, grapefruit can be dangerous to you, and lime. Any more questions? I think it's kind of good you got it. You got a winner here. Is everybody recording their own weight so you can see who the biggest loser to? That should be another prize. I know, you're not welcome out here anymore.
Anybody else have any questions? All right.
I appreciate
Excuse
it.
me.
I'll be back out here so I can celebrate with you. Just take the skin off of it. Number one, no more soft drinks.
So I think we start our walk-in on Sunday, right? That's February 1st, so we'll kick it off. Super Bowl. How about jumping on that? Probably would be. And, everybody, if you didn't get to sign up, if you came in late, just come over here and see Marilyn, and she'll get you signed up. The sheets that, are walking logs, those are online, so you can go online to About Us Wellness. We have our own link, and you can print them off there, or even you can just take the ones you got and make some copies in your office. Those, now this is really important, those have to be turned in to Madam over here. I refer to her as the healthy one. They have to be turned in, what is it we said, the first
Working day of every month.
the first working day of every month, okay? We know what the last working day of every month is, don't we? We don't forget it, do we? We especially won't forget the one that's coming this Friday, because it's been 6 or 7 weeks since we had a paycheck. But, so make yourself a note that it has to be turned in, because if you come in 2 or 3 weeks late, it's not going to count, okay? Everybody has to turn their logs in on the first of the month, at the first of the month, to Elizabeth, so she can keep up with the totals on everybody, okay? We got that? We'll try our best to send out an email that says they're due today. Get them to them, okay?
So this one's probably gonna be in March 2nd.
If that's the first work, March 2nd. And like I said, we'll try our best to send out emails and remind everybody that they're due. Get them turned in that day, because like I said, if they're a week or 2 late, stop doing it. She needs to have her totals so she can keep up. Does anybody else have any questions about
Let me
it?
make one more statement. I meant to tell everyone when they started Weight Wellness program, if you're finding it hard to lose weight, you're doing everything you can, have your doctor check your TSA to see if your thyroid's working properly. Not just women, but men too. The men have thyroid problems like women have.
Okay, and again, we really appreciate you coming today, talking with us, getting started off right. And I know Shannon's already talked, I sent out an email earlier to the Wellness Committee, telling them that next month is Heart Month. And so, trying to gather some ideas of what the Wellness Committee could do. And so we've already got some good things planned for next month. And the hospital and Sonny and those are going to be able to help us with it. So he might be a familiar face around here. Yeah. Drag
See
him
me
out.
here, see me at the hospital, you got
Y'all hear that? We'd rather see him here, wouldn't we? We don't want to see him at the hospital.
Just shoot me an email, let me know the date and time and everything. Preferably a Tuesday and Thursday, but if it's on a Friday or Monday, I'll get someone covered for me.
Okay. But we really do appreciate it.
Thank you so
We
much.
really do.
My body's back.
Yeah.
Okay, if anybody wants, I'm gonna leave these here about this fitness program. You guys take care, I've got to go to a meeting.
If everybody could kind of gather outside, Elizabeth is going to take Shannon is going to take a picture of the whole group. And as you meet